Peace, peace, peace. What's going on? This is Kurt, and I'm back for another video at last. It's been a minute. First off, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Second, I want to thank everyone that sent me a message concerning my well-being, concerning the channel, concerning consultations, and simply just genuinely caring about what I was doing. And I want to say thank you. I've been doing great. I've been doing fine. Everything is wonderful. There's nobody forced me to delete anything. It was just my own choice. Because honestly, this occult or this metaphysical thing, when I started my channel, the information that I was sharing was information I had 3 or 4 years, sometimes 5 years ago. So my present evolution versus sharing information that I had, it was sort of clashing. Believe it or not, when you get in front of a camera, you almost have to adopt a certain persona to continue a certain flow, to make everything mesh and gel. You have to adopt a certain persona, but the persona that I was adopting, like I said in my last video, it wasn't suiting me anymore. It wasn't allowing me to express myself, and it wasn't allowing me to go back to what was fundamental to me, which is my research. That's what I love to do. I love to research, and I love to give you guys stuff that is simple and that can help you without you needing or without you becoming dependent on anything or anyone. So I had to get back. I had to go back to the drawing board and just say, fuck it. It's not about maintaining the clientele. It's not about maintaining the channel. It's not about the consultations. I haven't been doing consultations for 6 months. It was just about, let me go back and all the information, all the theories, all the concepts. What is it? What is it we're looking for? What is it we're saying? Because he's saying it for 5 hours and I'm saying it for 2 hours and he's saying for 8 hours. Why isn't somebody understanding somewhere? Why is it that we're still speaking about it? And I get it. Obviously, there's many people at different levels, different locations on their path. But eventually it's like, no, like be honest with yourself and dig deep. And I had to dig deep. I had to go through certain experiences and to come back and say, fuck, I got it. If you go in any system, any mythology, any, it's all about the 4 elements. Astrology, air, water, earth, fire. 4 elements, 3 signs. I'm like, okay, it's about the 4 elements, but what about the 4 elements? Attune yourself with the 4 elements, or make your 4 elements balance, or integrate your 4 elements. But what is it exactly? Because, okay, the air element is what I think. Cool, what I say, right? The fire element is my passion. Okay. The water element is how I feel. That's cool. And the earth element is what I do, my actions. Okay, that's but again, what does that mean? And it wasn't until I was looking for something on the internet about the number 56. I was just looking for the number 56, and what I realized that the ancient Greeks attributed the number 56 to the snake typhoon. And it triggers something. I was like, yo, this snake, the typhoon, he reminds me of something. He reminds me of the snake that's around the zodiac. And I said, yo, wait a second. What if, because astrology, they say that astrology, everybody has a sign, a zodiac sign. People that are not spiritual, people that don't believe in anything, they still believe it. Even if they don't believe in astrology, they still take heed to their zodiac sign. So I was like, oh shit. So basically astrology is the bank of our collective imbalances within our 4 elements. So the snake, he's consuming, or this typhoon, he's consuming the imbalance that you have within your 4 elements. So as long as you can't find the reintegration of your 4 elements, you'll still be consumed, or you'll still be at the mercy of typhoon. And then that's when I was able to actually make it make sense and understand what was the imbalance within our four elements. So the video today is liberating the loi Erzulie Freda Dahomey, her energy. Because every one of us has a primal cross of our elements. You are different than me, you're different than her, we're all different. But our elements or our elemental cross, our individual and unique elemental cross has a frequency and a vibration that is specific to us. This means that what you feel, what you say, what you do, what you think, there is a point in existence, there is a frequency that all those things are in balance. They are in total balance and harmony. Whereas when we enter society, when we enter this world, when we enter school, wherever we go, we start losing harmony within our cross, and then we start creating an imbalance within our loi Erzulie Freda Dahomey. Because I want to tell you something. If you take a microscope and you look into a cell, right, which is a physical organism, you look into a cell, you will see action within the cell. There is an intelligence at play. This intelligence is what we call the loi. It is first and foremost an energy and intelligence. And this energy or this intelligence, based on the proper etheric body, can manifest themselves with a personality. But the loi is first and foremost an energy, a frequency, an intelligence, a vibration. And Erzulie Freda Dahomey represents the energy, the primal energy of Mother Earth without any filter. This is her veve. She represents self-love, self-respect, passion. She is the cohesive force that holds together your unique and individual primal cross of elements. She is the first, and this is the most important. She is the first emergence of the truest voice within you. That voice within you that is not conditioned. That voice within you that will tell your mom, this is not right. That innocence within you that will say, this is right or this is wrong, without any bargaining. And that's why they say she is the loi of wealth, because once you have all your energies intact and you have your cross of elements intact, there is nothing that you can't accomplish. But furthermore, she is the loi of wealth because she can't be bought. The truth of Mother Nature can't be bought. You cannot be coerced to be silenced, because this is right and this is wrong. And let me tell you something about Haitian Voodoo. Sadly, the majority of people practicing Voodoo are practicing it with the pictures of saints that have nothing to do with the loi. Matter of fact, there's no synchronicity, or there's no syncretism in Voodoo. And every picture of saint that they use in Voodoo is actually, for a loi, is actually something that is the total opposite of the loi, to create a clash in the energy. They represent Erzulie Freda Dahomey with a false icon that has nothing to do with her. The saint picture they use for her has a heart, has a sword in their heart. That's the total opposite of Erzulie Freda Dahomey. Why is that? Because the sword is the air element. She will not, or the energy under no circumstances cannot be bought. Therefore, she will never modify the primal vibration, what the heart is telling her, for a dollar amount or to fit society. So when they use a heart or an icon with a heart that is pierced to represent this energy, you already know some fuckery going on. Erzulie Freda has nothing to do with this picture. The Loa have nothing to do with saints. The saints are the enemy. The saints are the enemy of the energy of every single Loa. There is no Loa that is represented by a saint. That's false. Every Loa is the representation of an energy or the culmination of an understanding. For instance, if I take Dambala Wedo represents the energy of fearlessness, total fearlessness. But when can you have fearlessness? When you have total understanding. That's why Dambala Wedo, he is the Loa, or the energy of wisdom, understanding, but also immense wealth. Because your wealth is first and foremost your energy. Once you're able to take back all your energy that is scattered, there is nothing you can't do. There is nothing you can't invoke. There is nothing you can't evoke. There is nothing that you can't set in motion, because you are functioning in the vibration that is, the vibration that permeates the entirety of nature. If you go to a voodoo ceremony and they're not using a ve to represent a Loa, but instead they're using a picture of a saint, it's not voodoo. Most people in voodoo are stuck in spiritism, but voodoo is first and foremost the science of the mastery of the four elements within you, and the Loa that will regather you, recompose you, realign you with the truest voice within you. Because who can say what they want to say, when they want to say it, how they want to say it? The wealthy. But who is the wealthy? The independent. And that's why they say Erzulie, Freda, Dahomey, she is independent, because she is wealthy. Her wealth, first and foremost, before being physical, it is an energetic wealth, a peace of heart, a peace of mind, a peace of emotion, a peace within her actions, because she can't be bought, because she is totally independent. This is what it is, and this is what she represents, the truest voice within you. Now let's go back to the four elements. I'm going to give you the science of the four elements in a way that is so simple. Every day of your life, every day of the week, every month, you'll be able to actually, practically evaluate your own cross of elements and evaluate your own Erzulie, Freda, Dahomey energy within yourself. So, imbalance in the elements starts when there is a gap between what you feel, what you say, what you think, and what you do. All that is based on external pressure. Say someone angers you. Somebody makes you angry, and you have the reaction to be angry. And yet, instead of reacting with your fire element, you actually use the air element and you rationalize. Two things happen. A, you placed an element where it wasn't supposed to go. You placed the air in place of the fire. And B, subconsciously, you're now summoning a water element, because the water element is going to stay in the back of your mind or in your heart or as a memory. Fuck, I should have said something. And you're emotional about the situation, but you choose to use the air instead of the fire. So using the air instead of the fire always creates a subconscious element. Let's go with the opposite situation. You used fire when you should have used water. You primed yourself to be mad and to be angry at someone and to hurt someone when emotionally you felt nothing against them. So what happens? You used fire instead of using water. A, you create an imbalance, and B, instead of summoning the proper element subconsciously, You will have an air element lingering, saying, you'll always be thinking, fuck, why did I do this? I shouldn't have treated this person this way, etc., etc., etc. This is the science of the four elements. What you say and think has to be in accordance with what you do, what you think, and what you feel, and with your passion. So anytime you use an element where it's not supposed to go, you're creating a subconscious or shadow element. And you'll have to work to solve those shadow emotions. And you'll have to work to actually rebalance what was imbalanced. But now the trick is, you can't just go and say, oh, you know what? Let me wait for the next moment to rebalance my energy. No. What you have to do in the beginning is simply observe yourself. Observe yourself in situations where you do what you don't feel like doing, where you say what you didn't feel like saying, where you feel in a way that you don't really feel that way, and ask yourself, what is making me feel that way? Or what is making me think that way? Or what is making me do that way? And you invariably, it all goes back to one thing, which is fear. But what is fear? Fear is poverty. And that's why she is the goddess of wealth, because the poverty of thinking that you're not enough, or of thinking that you must fit in to get somewhere because you don't have, is what necessarily makes us alter our behavior and makes us disconnected from the truest voice within ourselves, from the cohesive energy that holds your, my, her, his primal cross of elements together, and that allows us to walk in truth, walk in love, walk in balance, walk in harmony. It is always the fear of lacking love, lacking support, lacking attention, lacking friendship, lacking financial means, lacking a home, lacking warmth. Every cause of the imbalance within our elements starts to poverty and through fear. And so by working with this energy specifically, this universal energy, this cosmic energy, by tracing her veve, by placing her veve, and again, we're not talking about a spirit, we're talking about an energy. By summoning her energy within yourself, you're asking the divinity within you, which can take the form of many laws or many different energy signatures. You're asking it to push forth the real you, the you that is wealthy, the you that is healthy, the you that is loved, the you that loves itself because it knows itself. And that's the entire thing about Dambala. Dambala, he is fearless. He is fearlessness. Therefore, he is wisdom. But why is he wisdom? Because he knows himself. He is not infinite. The stars are the house or the home of the infinite. The earth is the home of the finite. Something that is finite knows itself. It knows its limits. So you can insult it. You can say you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. And it'll say, hey, I am this, 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 this. Whatever you're saying doesn't apply to me. Good or bad. That's your wealth. Your true wealth is knowing yourself. Because once you know yourself in the finite, you have you no longer can be manipulated in different behaviors, in different actions, in different courses of careers, life paths. You know exactly where you are. So when you know where you are, you're saving 85% of the energy that you were using in ignorance. So do you see how self-knowledge can not only save you emotional energy, but it could save you financial money as well. Financial money. It could save you financial energy as well. It could save you heartache. It could save you time of thinking. It could save you bad company. Knowing yourself and knowing your primal cross of elements, and understand how many times a day do you betray yourself? How many times a day do you betray your own truth based on the fact that you're trying to go forward, or based on the fact that you're trying to go somewhere that is not for you? And that's what working with Erzulie, Freda, Dahomey, or liberating the energy of the loi, the divinity, Erzulie, Freda, Dahomey within your life, that's what it will do for you. Another thing that I want to speak about is about all the habits that are based on the imbalance within our four elements. Because of our habit of fear and of lack of knowing ourselves, we push life, or we push the life force around us with our conditioning. We can never be immersed in the spontaneous happenings of day-to-day living and all of its openings, opportunities. There's a difference between routine, i.e., doing what has to be done in one's life, versus habits that we do out of boredom, out of not knowing ourselves, and habits that we carry because we can't actually connect with ourselves and with life and with everything that surrounds us and with the energy that surrounds us. So by tapping into and by working with the energy of the goddess, or the energy of this divinity, this is what you're trying to activate. You're trying to remember, before I felt fear, before a parent, before school, before anyone told me to act this way, or to be this way, or to bend this way, or to go this way, or to walk this way. Who am I at the core of myself? In the needless part of myself, in the wealthy part of myself. And this is what this goddess does for you. So let me remind you again. The Loa have nothing to do with saints. The Loa are not spirits. The Loa are energies and intelligences that have their own etheric body. Just like you could see a cell in a microscope and you could see action within the cell, there's an intelligence animating the cell. Well, the cell is the etheric body, and the Loa is the energy that animates those etheric bodies of nature. But the Loa is not a spirit. So you have to be careful when you're talking about voodoo. Voodoo is the science of healing, integrating, and mastering the four elements within you and around you. It is not the science of spiritism. Although we have spirits in voodoo, although we deal with spirits in voodoo, the Loa are not spirits, they are energies. All right, so that was the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and peace.